I always say that when you're building your business, if you're forcing yourself to do something or something is taking entirely way too long, it's because you're not allowing your true authentic self to come through that creative work or whatever you're doing. Yeah, it's so
You're
true.
Creating resistance by fighting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that never occurred to me before. Oh, I got chills. Welcome to Too Legitimate to Quit, instantly actionable small business strategies with a pop culture spin. I am your host, Annie P. Ruggles, and today my guest is Dre Valenzuela, aka the Cussing Coach. Dre is an ex-corporate software executive turned CEO of her own shit. After losing her 8-year-long career due to COVID, Dre was determined to finally launch the business she had been dreaming of, take off the mask that she wore in corporate, not like the masks we wear now, and start living her real, authentic life with confidence, and to do that within her own business. Dre is a business confidence coach who helps female coaches launch authentically so they can sell confidently without crazy tech. She's the creator of Launch That Shit, a 12-week one-on-one program for female coaches who are ready to let go of the shit holding them back and just launch that shit. Dre uses her 15 years of experience in sales operations to create her signature launch methodology with new female coaches in mind. She loves tequila, movie theater popcorn, and red vines, and cannot wait to travel when COVID finally gets the hell out of here. Welcome to Too Legitimate to Quit. Dre, I'm so excited to have you, the Cussing Coach, here with me today. I blew up that Parentpreneur advisory about having some words in this. Everyone has been warned. So with that disclaimer, my darling, what do small businesses need to focus on this week?
Oh my gosh. So first of all, I'm so excited to be here with you. Thank you for allowing me to come here and share this. So obviously the Cussing Coach leads you to believe that I am 100% exactly who I am, and I do not apologize about it. And so that actually leads me to what I think small business owners or entrepreneurs should be doing this week. And that is being exactly who they are, being authentic and not being afraid to really drill into who you are as a person, your story that you have to tell, and taking that and putting that into all of your business, your marketing materials, your content, your copyright. If you sell products, do it with your products. If you're a coach, do it in your coaching. Mm-hmm. I'm a business coach. I'm a business confidence coach. So I teach other coaches how to be confident in their own businesses. And, I think not only in the coaching industry, but in the online business world, we spend a whole hell of a lot of time, actually too much fucking time, comparing ourselves to the rest of the online space. And we want to try to emulate other people so that we can hopefully fast track.
Yeah, we're trying to cut corners. When we emulate, we're saying, okay, they've been there before me. If I emulate this behavior, then maybe I'll get ahead faster. That is very smart, self-protective, and sometimes savvy. But where it doesn't work is in the uniqueness factor. Where it doesn't work is in the authenticity factor, like you're talking about. And if you're not showing up authentically, I would argue, how the hell are you going to show up confidently if you're showing up confidently in a scam or a sham
Yes.
or whatever it is. Not a scam like you're out to bamboozle people. Obviously not. If you're listening to this show, probably, and you're in the non-sleazy domain. But if I'm just going, okay, well, Dre's website's really pretty, so let me just reverse engineer Dre's website and put my picture on it. How am I going to show up confidently in that?
No.
But then also it's so interesting because when you build that confidence, it's like this beautiful chicken and egg problem, which is why I love so much that you focus on business and confidence, is because we're told all the time we need to be authentic and transparent and real and all of these things. But that makes us really insecure. So it's like new level, new devil. I'm confident in my business. Wait, hold on. I'm supposed to ratchet up the authenticity. Uh-oh, not confident anymore. Okay, got to regain my confidence, right? It's not like confidence is just a switch you flip once and you're good. It's like, okay, I am really confident in this bubble of my own making, in this network of my own making. Oop, got to get outside the comfort zone. There goes the confidence. You got to build it back up. So I love that you're stressing confidence across all levels. I think it makes so much sense.
Well, and it's one thing to be confident as an individual, right? In the real world. Like, I think we all probably work throughout our lives to gain confidence, to be able to go to school and make friends and go to parties and be, sociable.
Right.
But in reality, actually, someone can be really confident in their personal lives. And then when they decide they want to build a business, this insecurity will sneak up on them. And then they have to relearn how to be confident in what they're doing as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, because of all of the outside societal things. And, hearing other people say, like, I can't believe you're going to start a business, especially in a pandemic, right? Like, I started my business in a pandemic. So in my personal life, I'm super fucking confident. But when I started this venture, early last year, people were like, what the hell?
They're like, have you lost your fucking mind?
You're doing this in a pandemic? Like, is anybody, first of all, you're going to be a coach? What? Second of all, you're going to try to coach people in a pandemic where like people aren't buying anything, And so that confidence that I thought I had in my personal life, and I was like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do this shit. Like, it's an everyday process, right? And what I decided very early on was what will help me build my confidence is just to be me. And, I always tell this story when I talk to other people or even my prospective clients. When I first was starting out and starting to market my business, I was cussing and everything because that's who I am, right? Like, and I remember my dad shot me a text one day and he was like, I love you and I'm so proud of you, but do you think that you should be cussing in your professional business material? Like, is your marketing person that's working with you telling you that this is okay? And I remember telling him, like, first of all, that is who I am. And I'm not going to apologize for it. And I'm not going to not be who I am. I can't. I physically cannot.
It's inauthentic to you, and it would keep you from being present. If you have to watch your mouth at that level of fastidiousness, it's going to pull you out of the moment. Number one, I think we have the same dad. Number two, our collective dad religiously listens to this podcast. So hi, Daddy. We're going to say lots of bad words on this show today because I have a cussing coach with me. You're so right. We get told all the time, just be you, just be you, just be you, just be you. And we feel like we are, but we're showing up in incomplete versions. And I'm not saying you have to throw your boundaries out the window, become a celebrity, and live every moment in the private eye or in the public eye. No. Your boundaries are important. Your personal life is important. Your relationships that have nothing to do with your business are important. The parts of your life that have no business being online are your business that you can keep offline, whatever, right? But letting it in the detail, in your choice of words, in how you communicate. I mix metaphors like a mofo. It's just part of how I get stuff across. I don't know why people understand it, but they do, and they love it. And they're like, oh, tell that cake story again. Well, the cake story starts about being about cake. It ends up being about a safe deposit box and who knows? But that's me, right? Like I can teach without swearing. I cannot teach without this level of excitement and enthusiasm. I can tone it down. I can make my voice less shrill and still be me. But when I try to teach in teacher tones and teacher style, or if I try to be, tough and sassy Marie Forleo, but who's very straightforward, or if I try to be ethereal like Danielle Laporte, or if I try to be, any of these other things other than me, if I try to put that hat on when I teach, if I try to put on that mask with my clients, they're going to be like, girl, that's not you.
Yep.
You could tell, even if you just met someone. Like we met on Clubhouse and we were talking about how great that is because you can't fake it.
And that's the other thing that I was going to say is if you gain clients and you're not who you are, like on your materials and your content or whatever, and then they meet with you and then all of a sudden like I'm cussing all the time and I am.
Yes.
You can't fake it when you're actually talking to someone. I mean, you can, but you can't, it won't last very long. Right. Then they're going to be like, holy crap. Like, I didn't know that that's who you were. And I'm not really interested in working with you if that's, they could, right. On Clubhouse, it's so amazing because it's not about what you look like. It's not about what you're wearing. It's not about, your makeup or your eyebrows or your teeth or anything like that. It is solely about what you have to say and truly allows you to show who you are through your voice and through your words and what you have to say, your knowledge and things like that. I always say that when you're building your business, if you're forcing yourself to do something or something is taking entirely way too long, it's because you're not allowing your true authentic self to come through that creative work or whatever you're doing. Yeah. It's so
You're
true.
Creating resistance by fighting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that never occurred to me before. Oh, I got chills.
When you are being your authentic self, it will flow naturally because it is who you are.
This new iteration, this newest, it's not new anymore, iteration of my business, which is the Non-Sleazy Sales Academy, I feel is the most on-brand thing for me imaginable. And it's not what I wasn't doing with my brand before wasn't me. It was me. It was the same person, but it was toned down a bit. Whereas now, like, it says that I'm a Muppet in my bio.
I love it.
It's called the Non-Sleazy Sales Academy. I am loud. I have giant green glasses. I normally have like pigtail buns on the top of my head. Now, could the argument be made that I am behaving in a way that is less than professional? Yes, in some environments, my behavior is less than professional. But in the environments where I am, we gravitate toward the real, not the glossy. Tony Robbins is still very popular, but Tony Robbins now has already taken his thing from like, I'm not going to wear a suit and a tie the whole event anymore. I'm going to go down to my shirt sleeves like a real normal guy, right? Like, we're seeing Tony Robbins in t-shirts now. People are getting more and more comfortable reaching out to people who they see themselves reflected in and by, or aspirationally, I'm like, damn, Dre's confident. I want that. That's what we're angling for now. And I feel like when I finally was just like, look, I'm a loud, flaily, passionate, enthusiastic second generation entrepreneur who cries when businesses go out of business, even if I've never been there. I have to just lean into that. And ever since I did, people are like, oh my God, Annie. And they want to be on my show and they want to hang out and they want to collaborate. But in my own business, I am proof of what you're saying, that by adding those details of me back in and by not ignoring the fear of rejection, because it's definitely still there. And it does hurt when people are like, oh my God, will someone please tell this little bitch to shut up? That's not pleasant. It's not nice. I think all of them should have their mouths, rinsed out with soap, but it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
Because the people that do find me are so much more excited about me. And I know, because your business, you come from this corporate background, your business is relatively new, but I think you had this beautiful advantage of just being full Dre right at the beginning. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So coming from the corporate world, right? Like you are surrounded so much by society and, the C-suite executive persona. I mean, I was an executive. So, I mean, I worked my way up from being just an inside sales rep to then a senior director and leading a team of 100 people. And so I felt like every day I had to show up as the straight-laced professional woman, in order to maintain this level of success that I had been given so quickly at a young age. I mean, I started there when I was 24, and I was a senior director by the time I was 34. But what ended up happening by not living exactly who I was and just being real and being me, I started to get depressed. I started feeling like I wasn't living my purpose, living myself. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were situations in that 8 years of my career that I was like, you know what? No, that's not what I believe in. That's not who I am. And that's not how I'm going to perform in my career. But there was a lot of times when I would be in a room and I would be wondering, room full of men, VPs, CEOs, COO, whatever. And I'm one of the only women. I'm one of the only Hispanic women. I'm one of the only plus size Hispanic women. And I'm sitting here wondering, when they're going to realize I don't belong there.
Oh.
And not being able to speak exactly what I feel about something that we're doing or a direction we're trying to go, because I felt like if I used my voice and said something, they were going to look at me like, who are you? And what do you think you know? And so what ends up happening was I started getting depressed, anxiety, not wanting to get up and go to work in the morning. But I always knew that I had something greater for myself. I always knew there was something else that I needed to do in the world. And I wanted it to be mine and mine alone. And when I finally realized it was time to make a shift in my life and go after my goals and stop doing for everybody else, I did what I call a take back my life plan. And I set a time of when I was going to leave my corporate job. And, I had to figure out what I was going to do first. I had no idea what I was going to do. And I went through this process where I examined what made me most happy in my life. When I woke up in the morning, what was I good at? What did I love to do? And after going through that process, I realized that my most exciting part of my day was working and coaching and mentoring my employees and helping them to get to success. And so here I am,
Ta-da!
Doing that for other female coaches. I love to work with other females to do the same thing that I wanted to do, which was build a business of their own that they could have, fill their purpose, and do it authentically, because I didn't want to continue down the road I was in where I wasn't able to be my full self. And there was no way that I could have a business and not do that.
Yes.
Right?
Well, especially because you brought up being in corporate. Not that all corporate environments are like this. I feel like hashtag not all corporate, like hashtag not all offices or whatever. But, you brought up the fact that very often you were the only woman, you're Latina, and you're plus size and whatever. And it's like, I can speak to 2 out of 3 of those things. I could speak to being a curvy gal. I can also talk to being white privilege is all hell. But so 2 out of 3, definitely not the third. But what's so interesting in that is that now those things that could be detrimental, and not that we don't need people inside creating change in corporate environments to make it not this way. If you're currently fighting for equality and a fair share for you, for people of color, for women, for the LGBTQ community, for the differently abled, whatever it is. If you're fighting for equality in your industry, good for you. But what's amazing now is that none of those things matter now that you're just you, because if anything else, they're just parts of you, and they're galvanizing other people like you who have been missing voices of women of color, have been missing voices of women who cuss and swear and don't give a crap about it, have been missing voices of, or not even just voices. If you go onto Instagram and everyone looks like a frickin' Barbie, or everyone is using stock photos of the same damn Barbie, good for Barbie, but I would really much rather see some boobs and butt in my Instagram, because I'm like, oh, this chick's gonna get me.
Exactly.
This chick's gonna get what it feels like for someone to assume things about me because I'm rounder than a Barbie. Like, that's huge and wonderful. And that's not your value prop. It's not your like, hey, I'm Dre. I'm a confidence business coach for curvy ex-corporate Latinas. You're not doing that. You could. It'd be a weird niche. I'm sure you'd be successful at it. But now it's just part of what makes your brand magical, because it's just part of the magic of you. It's part of what made you who you are today. It's part of how you show up in the world. And now people can celebrate in that, instead of you having to walk into a room and being like, oh, does my life make me look fat? Are they going to take me seriously?
Well, the magic is, right? The magic happens on its own. So you're right. I don't have to say that I am a business confidence coach that's Latina, but because I show it online in my content, what happens just organically, because that's how emotional marketing and authentic marketing works, is people online see that and they're like, holy shit, she's me. Like, I want to know her. And it just happens. And so the more you utilize that authenticity and just be who you are, you don't realize, but your marketing is just working for you, not against you.
And how liberating.
How liberating. Because I don't have to try at all. I just show up as who the fuck I am.
That's the greatest part of it. Like, it feels like a con where you're like, hold on. I know I provide a lot of value. I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying my work's not hard. But the fact that I never have to alter myself at all. First phase, yes, terrifying. Oh, yes. Dealing with trolls, never fun, but totally worth it for the liberation of getting to show up every day and not have to censor, alter, pivot, change anything, and just what comes out your mouth, lands on the right ears, moves the right needles for people, and gets them ahead. That is the joy of my life, which I also think is why we love Clubhouse, because that's exactly what happens. Like, you pop into a room on Clubhouse, you say your little spiel, you have some good times, and you leave.
And you end up finding your tribe. It's so funny because we'll be in a room and someone will speak, and I can tell by like the first, that's how I connected with you. And I was like, oh my gosh, I fucking love her. Because the first 5, words out of someone's mouth, and you're like, holy shit, she is in my tribe. She is one of me. I love her. And we're just gonna, have fun together. That's what it works. That's how it works.
Abso-frickin-lutely. Now, I have brought you here today to talk about someone that we both adore, who embodies confidence, curviness, not giving a fuck, but giving a fuck about all the right fucks. And that is Lizzo.
Lizzo is in the house. I took a DNA test.
Turns out I'm
100% that bitch. And that is who she is. Listen, I love her story so much because she actually lived in a car. She was living in a car before she became this amazing entertainer that she is. And that alone is why I love her so much, because, I think as women, we carry a lot in general for everyone that we are around, take care of, love. And I think for her, she was just like, listen, I have a dream. There's something that I want to do. And I guess I'm just going to do whatever I have to do to get it done. And that was, unfortunately, she wasn't trying to get other jobs. She was trying to go for what she wanted. And if that meant living in her car until she got it, that's what it meant.
That's the sacrifice she's going to make.
And I resonate with that so much because, before I started my business, after I lost my job due to COVID, which I don't think I mentioned that in the story before, but I remember thinking like, everyone's going to say, you need to get another job. You need to go get another job, like quick. And I remember my dad saying like, hey, I can hire you next week, because he does similar work to what I was doing. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Thanks, Daddy, no.
I need to launch this business because that is what I feel in my soul to do. And so I love like correlating that to her story. Like she lived in her car, and I think, in her story, there was a time where she wanted to give up, because we all do, right? And the day that, in her story, the day that she almost gave up was the day that her single hit and she became famous. Not to mention that she's the whole ass, exactly who she is, and she doesn't apologize for it. And she was that huge movement, right, for plus size women to like not give a fuck.
Not give a fuck, not apologize for it. And also to celebrate it.
Yes. To embrace it, to celebrate it, and to not be fearful to show who you are and how you look.
Remember all the interviews where she was just talking about how much she loved fries? Like there was the longest period of time where she was like, can I get some fries? Like all the time she was just like, I need fries. I haven't had fries in hours. I need fries. Like I just love that. I was like, she's not even saying like, oh, try to slim down for your health. She's like, may I please have more fries?
Yeah, she's like, give me some of that.
20 minutes as I have fries. Bring me fries. And the same thing with confidence, with sex, with adoration, with talent, with skill. Like Lizzo does not claim to be perfect, but she does claim to be flawless. And I love that. And in her music a lot, it's about how you show up in the face of situations that are new or challenging for you, right? And it's not saying I'm perfect. In fact, like, I'm crying because I love you is all about, like, I am an emotionally closeted hot mess who cannot handle my shit, but I'm fabulous. Like, that's wonderful. That's what we want. And then, you look at Lizzo and she's in, like, this sequin romper thong with her big, gorgeous legs hanging out, shaking her ass, twerking, doing the whole thing. And then she's like, oh, hold on, let's mix this up.
Let me grab
my... She pulls out a flute.
I love it.
Like,
yes.
If that is not permission to include all the aspects of your life that you're passionate about, if you can pull in your passions, I am passionate about pop culture. That is why this podcast exists. I found a way to marry the two. Yes. Lizzo can twerk while playing the flute.
Yes. And and you want to know what's the most amazing about it? She isn't afraid to say, I'm a big, confident woman who plays a little elegant, piece of music. Like the flute, You think like, when you think of the flute, you're like, oh, these little dainty, like, little bitty girls just blowing this shit. No, this bitch gets on stage and she blows the shit out of it. And I love it. I love it.
And then she opens her gigantic, beautiful mouth. And the voice of an angel comes out, sounding all gorgeous. And then she turns around and raps. And then she stops rapping and twerks some more. And then she gets bored with the twerking and goes back to the flute. And it's just like, where is this even going? This is amazing, because she's just following where she wants to go. And the thing is, when you watch her, the amount of confidence radiating off of her is so infectious. And I think that's part of the reason why, her first album was not a runaway hit. This last one, blew blew up everywhere. But I think what it was people were waking up to the fact that they can live without apology as themselves too, up to and including playing a flute.
I think, I was actually a little bit upset at the times when I think she was kind of getting some shit about like trying to lose the weight, after, coming out as this plus size woman who loved who she was. And that topic is always so interesting to me, because just because you're a plus size woman and you are promoting being a plus size woman doesn't mean that you don't feel that you want to be healthier in your pursuit, right? Like, and I always hate, because this happens to plus size famous people all the time. It's like they come out, they're confident, they're showing who they are, and then they decide, I may just want to be a little bit healthier in my life, and then everybody gives them shit about it because they've just promoted being plus size and now they're wanting to go on a diet. I never understood that, because in all actuality, like, she's still plus size. She's still a bigger woman. She just wants to be healthier. Give her a fucking break. Like, you want to.
Maybe she wants to lower her cholesterol. Maybe she's trying to stave off pre-diabetes. We don't know.
Exactly. So I've always, when that all that shit was going down, I was just like, man, that's unfortunate, because so what now? Like, she's not this famous plus size icon, like, because she wants to go on Weight Watchers.
Lizzo's gonna lose some weight. Have you seen how athletic her shows are?
Yeah.
Like, she's doing like kicks and splits and all that flute twerking we were just talking about. Like, how could you not lose weight shaking that ass all day, every day? Of course you're going to.
Well, and I think the bigger thing is that for me, like, when I look at her, I'm not just looking at her as a plus size woman. Yeah, she's a plus size woman. She's a bigger woman, and I have that in common with her. It's not actually that draws me to her. It is the fact that she does not apologize for what the fuck she's doing.
Exactly. And what we were talking about before, the fact that her size is a characteristic of what makes her her. It is not all of her. It's some of her. It's part of her. It's something that people relate to and see themselves in, but it's not the only thing that she offers. She's not just singing songs about being bigger. She's not just, just like what I was saying with you. It's not like you're like, I'm a confidence coach for plus size Latina coaches. That's not your thing. If that's what you become in the future, cool. But I think that would be too limiting for you.
Yeah, no,
right?
You're so right.
Just like if Lizzo decides that she doesn't want to play the flute anymore. I think that would be a bigger shame than if Lizzo loses some weight.
So sad.
Yes.
Because that's part of her, right?
Comes out conservatively dressed, not playing a flute, singing slow ballads about how men are the apple of her eye. Like, no. That's not you, boo.
No, that's not you, boo. Don't do that.
Don't do that. So, before I let you go, you did something which is just so unicorn, like just mind-boggling, which is that you replaced your income really quickly within your first few months of business. With your story in mind and with Lizzo's story in mind. I know that we said at the very beginning we don't want people to emulate or cut corners, but is there something in this vein of confidence, of being yourself, of putting yourself out there, of being steely that you think really did help you speed up that process?
Yeah. So I went against the grain. So in marketing or in business, entrepreneurship, you're taught or shown to do a lot of certain things. And I think my approach initially was to just serve, like just help people, especially because I knew that, I had been there, right? Like I knew what it felt like to start a coaching business and have no idea what the fuck I was doing, how to navigate the world of online coaching. And so I remember before I actually hired a coach myself to help me with this business aspect of things, I was like, man, if I just had someone that was like kind enough to just like give me an hour and like help me navigate this world, like 1 hour, And so how I catapulted my business was I wasn't advertising, and actually I still am not. Honestly, if you go to my website right now, which will change in the next couple of weeks because I'll be launching a program, but I wasn't advertising any of my services, which you're probably thinking like, what? How are you getting any business? The only thing that I was advertising was a 1 hour free business confidence call for new coaches, new female coaches who are trying to figure out they just taken their certification. They want to be a coach. They're so excited to start their business, but they have no idea how to figure out what niche they want to be in, how to identify their brand and their brand story. And so all I didn't promote anything else but this free call. And what happened was I just started getting people scheduling this call, and they would go on my website. They wouldn't see anything else. So it's like, oh, well, she's not a salesy kind of person, right? So at the end of this hour call, I would share so much wealth and knowledge and expertise. And also I do it in a way that's super humble and just to help. And then at the end of the call, they're like, how do I work with you?
Right? Give me more of that, please. More, please. More, please. More, please.
What are you charging? Of course, in the very beginning, I didn't think that was going to happen to me. So I had no idea what the hell I was going to do. And I had to think on my feet, like, well, what would I even charge? And then I had to go through that whole cycle of like, what am I worth and how much should I charge and all that shit. But once I figured out I had something going, I'm like, all right, I'm going to put some pricing together, contracts together. And, my goal wasn't to be like this online influencer and have this space where people just go through the sales funnel and try to, have them purchase with no interaction with me whatsoever. I think maybe one day, that may be, a long-term business goals so that I, if I blow up, become, whatever, and I have a lot of services. But today, I still want to have that connection with my clients, and I still want to focus on serving people and truly helping people, because I feel like the more that you give in your business when you're first starting out, the more that you will get. And that organic wealth will come through your business because your intention is true and pure, which obviously that's my brand and that's who I am. So for me to not actually be real and want to truly help someone would not match my mission and who I am as a business owner. And so through those calls brought emails. So I would get their email. And so then I could correspond through email. And then Clubhouse pivoted the whole entire thing for me. Mm-hmm. And I did the same thing there. I only advertised my free business confidence call. That is it. Give me an hour. I will help you. Once you get off this call, you will have more clarity and be motivated. And if you don't want to do anything with me, we can be friends and you can follow me on Instagram and hopefully my content will help you. And that's it.
100% value first, negotiate later. I absolutely adore that. Now, goofy question for you. Let's say you decide tomorrow that you're going to swing way wide into advertising. You're just going to go nuts onto advertising, and you decide that you are going to buy a billboard. And on this billboard, it's just a picture of you. It says business confidence coach, and it's got a Lizzo quote on it. What Lizzo quote are you putting on your billboard?
I mean, what do you think? Her most famous one. We've already said this.
DNA test?
Yes. I took a DNA test. It turns out I'm 100% that bitch.
I think mine would be, did you just botch a sales call? You could have had a bad bitch, non-committal, help you with your career.
Just a little.
I think that would be mine.
I mean, actually, that is probably a better one. But I think because, you're the non-sleazy sales, expert over here. But for me, it's like, be that bitch in your business. Be that bitch in your business.
Be that bitch. 100% that bitch.
100% that bitch in your business.
Be 100% that bitch. Now, as 100% one of my most beloved bitches, Dre, how do our listeners start a conversation with you?
So there's a couple ways. Obviously, Instagram, 100%. Dre.Valenzuela is my Instagram handle. I am very active there. You can DM me. I will respond, and it will be me. It may be a day or two afterwards, but I really try to get back to everyone who messages me or reaches out or follows me. I'm very engaging there. And then obviously recently Clubhouse. So if you find me on Clubhouse, Dre.Valenzuela, and follow me there. I start rooms. I co-collaborate, moderate with other people.
Oh, you start the best rooms. Let me just vouch for these rooms. These are killer rooms.
Well, we just have fun. I think that's the most important goal, and to really actually give value and have people be able to chat with you. I think, when you have value and knowledge and you're moderating a room, the goal is to get people on stage with you and have them ask questions and learn from you, and not just spend the whole time, sharing your knowledge and not having anybody else, ask questions and learn from you specifically. So I just Clubhouse has changed my entire life.
Girl, same. Shout out to Clubhouse, sponsor my podcast. Dre, baddest of all bitches, cussingest of all coaches. It has been an honor and pleasure having you on TLTQ today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful to you. And I have so much fun. So we'll have to do this again.
Oh, yes.
I need to have you on my live on Instagram. And then one day when we're not shut down, we can meet in person and have an absolute fucking blast.
Yeah, and do a lot of twerking.
Yes.
Sorry, Daddy. Daddy, don't Google that. Everybody else, I'll be back in just a minute with my final thoughts and your homework for the week. Well, hey there, listeners. I spent a lot of time wondering what a Be That Bitch challenge might look like, but in the end, I boiled it down to just this one question. Where are you toning yourself down? For me, Dre's assertion that we encounter resistance in ourselves when we hold ourselves back spoke directly to my core. With each iteration of my business, I wind up showing the world more and more of myself, more honest, more vulnerable, more real. And it has served me well, even if it hasn't always been emotionally pleasant. But looking back, I see that growing pains hurt, but holding yourself back hurts even more. Playing small hurts the most. This week, I want you to pour over your brand and look for areas where you have censored yourself. Now, this is not just about adding more potty mouth words to your website, although if you swear like a sailor and pretend to be fresh and pure as the fallen snow in your copywriting, you might be doing yourself a disservice or leading the wrong customers to your door. But there are so many ways we tone ourselves down. Where on your website do you sound more like your competitors than yourself? What leftover language from previous iterations is still hanging out on your profiles and bios? Where did you feel pressured to gloss over something, to use buzzwords, or to follow a script to the letter? Where are you using stock photos instead of your own face and your own body? These are the places that are calling out for more you. Whoever you truly are, whoever you truly want to be, and however you truly aim to serve. Too Legitimate to Quit is brought to you by the Non-Sleazy Sales Academy and me, your host, Annie P. Ruggles. If you struggle to sell because you don't know how to put a price on all that goodness in you and you don't like the way that your competitors do it, I have great news for you. You can find my free challenge, Making Selling Easy Without Getting Sleazy, anytime at www.anniePruggles.com/easy, not sleazy. Our show is edited and produced by Andrew Sims of Hypable. Our fabulous theme tune is by Riley Horbasio, who I found on Fiverr. Our gorgeous podcast art is by Francois Vigneault, who I found on Upwork. And our marketing team is led by the unbelievably life-saving Nick Bonatadis. Don't forget to check today's show notes for more information about our fabulous guests, plus some continuing resources and some Etsy finds from other super fans of today's topic. All pop culture elements mentioned in this episode remain the sole intellectual property of their respective owners. I do not own them, so please don't sue me.